y'all doing and welcome. I am Willie Williams. Appreciate y'all for joining the player. Subscribe. Please remember, go around to the WillieWilliamsShow.com. Y'all check out a few things. Subscribe to the website. If you would like to support a player around here, you can get something for you and them little ugly babies by clicking the Get link on the website. If you'd like to see what we call the event video, please go around to the Patreon, the Willie Williams Show. The link's down there in the description. I need you liking, sharing, telling somebody about a player. We try to get the thumbs up over 500 in every show so we can do something to the algorithm. Listen, we got a PayPal link down in the description. We got $sign, top and bottom. Willie Williams Show, that is the cash app. And if you just so happen to hit that super chat, please don't go over $5 because the player don't know if he getting it or not. They say I get 30, they say that they get 70. God damn it, I think they getting a whole 100. Remember, the midday news show, if you can't watch it with your eyes and you can't use your peripherals and see a player, big word, I hear any goddamn screen. We do got a thing called a podcast on Anchor and Spotify, the Willie Williams Show. Please follow me on IG and Twitter at the WW Show. Appreciate y'all. The 229 Albany, Georgia's in the building, so I hit the like on the way in. How y'all doing on Willie Williams? Appreciate y'all for joining me. This is the Willie Williams Show. This is the midday news show. Subscribe as we say. Damn it, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, do all that so we can go ahead on and get into it. I really don't want to hold you long, but damn it, education ain't free. I know. That's gonna bother a lot of people here. I just thought about that. Education ain't free. Say Houston in the building. What it do? Say the 641 by way of the 202 is here for that good news. I appreciate that right there. ATL, them at the College Park is checking in. Y'all hit that like, everybody. Please. You say, hey, Willie, the 801 Salt Lake City, Utah, back in the mother for 30 minutes of 5 at White 23, 16, yo 9. Hello, chat. Well, hello. Say Brooklyn, strong in the building. Say the Bronx, New York is in the building. Say what poppin' pastor. Say let's get these 30 minutes of 5. Say the 817 Fort Worth is in this thing. Say good. Both my daughters got student loans. Uh-oh, y'all. We gonna talk about it. We gonna get into it because a lot of people there's like on either side of the fence, or a lot of people like both sides of the fence, or in the middle and all that. Tampa Orlando is checking in. Say Alexander City, Alabama is in the building. He say wake and bake Thursday out here in these streets. Detroit, the 313 is in the building, say thumbs up. The 202 is checking in for that noon news. The 334 the Gun Monkey Town is in the building, say hey sugar. The 912 Savannah's in the building, say Mr. Young got that lunch blunt ready for the midday news. Duval, what it do? How y'all living? Chi-Town is in the building. What's happening? How y'all feel? Give yourselves a pat on the back. One more again, you made it a whole nother day. That I know it's surprising to a lot of y'all that you woke up. I was like, shit, I'm up. Might as well get up, try to make some change, something like that. Do my goddamn job, do some work around here. Because again, around here is the reason that we do what we do, because the majority of us don't watch the news. Like, we don't care like that right now. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us be like good parents, shit, and we really don't be keeping up with what's going on out in the streets, which is strange, especially when it come down to like schools, education, and colleges, and student debt and all that stuff right there. We say the shit out loud amongst each other and stuff like, college ain't what it used to be. Like, college, you can get a degree, but you can't get a damn job. Like, we've been saying that shit like over 10, 15, 20 years now. In the communities, like out in the streets, like at parties and stuff, and like at strip clubs, we be politicking and stuff like that. But for some reason, we still send our children. We still advise the children to go to school, to go to college. We gonna talk about it. Don't even worry about it. Listen. We supposed to be so smart. We supposed to be really, really smart, and like I told y'all, we supposed to be super smart because we walk around with the library in our pocket all day. We walk around with updated information in our pocket, on our person, all day. And do y'all know what? We is still misinformed by a lot of stuff. I'm just trying to tell you something. You say 31 people in the room, but only 23 likes. No, y'all got to tighten up. Y'all got to do a player better than this right here. Say, hey, Willie, sup, y'all? Say, likes are free. Likes is free. Listen, we got the, so now, slow me down. Say, Willie, the blood pressure check. Say, should I get tested for STDs before I fly my young lover out, or should I just let him go raw and go to the urgent care on Saturday? The last part of that sentence is correct. That is the correct answer. The last part of that sentence, just fly him out. Bring him on around. As long as he land on Friday, you ain't even much got to get tested. What are we getting tested for? Friday consists of sharing. Giving that thing away, them STDs. I hear you got them screaming because we're trying to help out each other. But. Y'all both just go to the urgent care on Saturday. They open 24 hours. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. We got medication for everything. I'm trying to help y'all understand exactly what you're doing out here in the goddamn screen. Listen. Let's go on. Slow me down. Let's go ahead on and get into just a little bit, but real quick. I got to show something that happened before that we hadn't talked about, and I really couldn't believe it, but now this is a number 2. This is the second time this incident or this situation has happened. Shocking to me. They say another off-duty officer has been robbed in the Bronx.
New this morning in a separate incident involving an off-duty cop. Police are searching for 3 people accused of robbing the officer. We're told the cop was standing on Dyckman Street in the Bronx with 2 other people last Friday when 3 people approached them and struck one of them in the head with a gun. We're told the group then made off with jewelry, cell phones, and wallets from the 3 victims. The same group also accused of stealing another man's 2002 Mercedes-Benz SUV just a few hours later in the same area.
Let me talk to all my off-duty officers. Watch 23-609. I don't listen. I don't know if they're putting that there like the training. I don't know if they teaching y'all to watch 23-609, but it would be a good idea to listen to the Willie Williams Show so I can continue to impute in your mind, which even if you off duty, you done clocked that. You do know that you still a cop. You do know that you ever notice like animals don't ever stop being animals? Meaning their senses never go away. Whether it's in the morning, whether it's in the evening, whether it's after they done hunched or any goddamn thing, they senses, they spidey senses, it's always turned on. I don't know why we be turning eyes off when we clock out. This is a problem. This is a problem. Now, let's go on and get into this debt relief situation. How y'all feel about this debt stuff? My president, your president, our president made a statement yesterday where he told us what he was gonna do out here because this is a part of his campaign and this is what he ran on. He ran on talking about the student debt relief to the best of his ability. He was gonna do that. He was gonna do that. He was gonna do that. Let me make sure I got the right thing up because we finna run through a few of these because we gotta talk. We got to see what we're talking about. I hear me out there scream. And we don't just listen to one side. We don't just listen to one side. We got to think about it. We got to think about it. We take our feelings out of everything around here. Take your feelings out and speak about it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, y'all, let's get it over 500. Let's do it. I know that this type of topic is not going to get the type of views and stuff because I didn't put a different title and a thumbnail up. I should have used something else just to got y'all ass around here, but I'm like, it's just too much information to kind of add anything else to this show right here. But look here, because it does affect everybody. These types of things, it does affect everybody. Look at it.
First, though, it's a long-awaited forgiveness plan for millions of Americans in student loan debt. It calls for wiping out as much as $20,000 in debt for some, but not everyone is on board with the plan. Mark Lehman is following the latest developments.
I know. A lot of people argument. A lot of people who is for it is going to be like, well, hell, what are you complaining about because we didn't say nothing when we gave money to them people overseas? Damn it, I don't even want to say the name because they said that YouTube will do something. Damn it start with a U. Whenever we bail out other people, people don't have a problem. Well, we tend to bail out other people, but now when they're trying to bail out the students, people have a problem with that right now. I know. I know what people's argument is, but go.
The student loan relief applies to people under a certain income level, and there's another factor that could affect the amount. It's something that is set to have an impact on millions of Americans, but opponents say it's unfair and could actually hurt the economy. After months of anticipation, President Biden made an announcement yesterday that's aimed to forgive billions of dollars in federal student loans. The plan will cancel $10,000 or $20,000 of debt for borrowers depending on if they went to college with a Pell Grant. It also only applies to those who earn less than $125,000 a year.
I believe my... Stop. Wait. I'm going to let you talk just a second. Forgiving debt. $20,000 if you went to college on a Pell Grant. A Pell Grant is a federal loan thing for people who ain't got no money. People who ain't got no money or people who understand you better work the goddamn system. You know what I'm saying? Let me get it correct. Pell Grant, because I want to be correct. We don't want to put out no fake news. Pell Grant definition. Pell Grant definition. Here we go. A Pell Grant is a federal subsidy. So they're giving you something. A federal subsidy awarded to students for post-secondary education. Pell Grants are awarded on the basis of the financial needs, because like you ain't saved for it. Like your mama them ain't saved for it, or you just ain't got no goddamn money. You know what I'm saying? You say my loan was only $5,000. That's what's up. Look here. So it's $25,000 if you went to college on a Pell Grant. $10,000 if you didn't receive a Pell Grant. Okay. Forgiveness only applies to those earning less than $125,000. So if you earn $126,000, no help for you. Even though you can have like hundreds of $1,000s in debt. Okay, cute. Student loan pause extended one final time through December 31st. For those of you who may not know, it has been extended. You ain't got to pay right now. So in my mind, watch it. I think this is the second time that they stopped the payments and stuff like that. In my mind, I hope that you've been saving that paper right there that you've not been paying to your debt. But of course not. It don't work like that. That mean you tell me I could pause on my payment. I'm finna use this paper for something else. Right. That's the American way. You say payment based on income. Say if you have undergraduate loans, you can cap repayment at 5% of your monthly income. I think that's a pretty good thing.
Here.
I believe my plan is responsible and fair. It focuses the benefit on middle class and working families.
Well,
he said that he believes it's fair. And then he said it focuses on middle class and working families. I thought like fair was like a whole, like an entirety thing. Like it should be fair to everyone. Like it should be fair to everybody to like breathe air. Like that's like regular. Like that's for everybody. That ain't for certain groups and all that shit. Breathing air should be for everybody, right? That's like fair to me. I don't.
Middle class and working families.
While many Democrats have praised the plan, Republicans are calling it an election year stunt that punishes people who never went to college or already paid off their loans.
It says punishing people who didn't go to college and is punishing people who've already paid off their loans. Now, I understand that argument. So you mean to tell me for all these goddamn years, I've been paying off my shit responsibly, struggled and couldn't buy homes and stuff because I got this student debt loan and all that stuff, but I had to wait till I pay my shit off to even move forward. And you mean to tell me that y'all finna just cut shit out for other folk? Yeah, that's exactly what they finna do. But go ahead.
And you're gonna realize I just worked today to pay off loans so someone could go get indoctrinated at some expensive school and still not find a job.
Oh, did you hear what he had done just said? Now listen, I've heard adults say this for a long time. Spend all this money in college and can't find a job. We've been saying this shit for years. He said the same thing.
And you're going to realize I just worked today to pay off loans so someone could go get indoctrinated at some expensive school and still not find a job.
The White House hasn't said how much the plan will cost taxpayers, but some analysts predict upwards of $300 billion. Those who currently struggle with student loans saying the announcement is a big deal.
Student loans took my taxes. Took. I think you meant to say taxes, but you say Texas. I think it's taxes. Yeah.
Racked up a lot of debt, and it would be a huge financial blessing.
You racked up a lot of debt. A whole bunch of y'all rack up a lot of debt for degrees that don't pay you no money. I don't understand. We ain't thinking it through.
Get rid of at least even a little bit.
Whether the president has the authority to forgive student loan debt, and that could lead to legal challenges down the road. Yesterday, the president also announced a final extension of the federal student loan repayment pause through the end of the year. For now, reporting in Orlando, Mark Lehman, Getting Results, News 6.
He said that if the president has the authority.
A huge financial blessing. Like, get rid of at least even a little bit.
Whether the president has the authority to forgive student loan debt, and that could lead to
the authority to forgive. I thought he did. I thought that's like how it works, like the president would have, but I guess not. I guess this is this is why listening and thinking things through, we can learn a lot, because I thought it was this, but now I just got educated that my thoughts was wrong. And there ain't nothing wrong with being wrong. I think it ain't nothing wrong with being wrong. We gonna go to the next one. Again, what do y'all think? What do y'all really think? I personally think I think they need to go. Oh, well, I think that they need to. Well, I kind of want to say that the cost of going to college is way too high. Maybe the government need to do something to cut the cost. But then again, we have to understand that these institutions is business. You don't have to go to these institutions. Like, you really, really don't. So I kind of want to say that the government and everybody need to have a sit-down. Strike that. Let me get my words and thoughts together, which should have been together before I even came on. Damn it, I'm thinking it through right now. Y'all got to stop going to school for shit that don't pay. The thing that need to be pointed out is they create books every year that you can't pass down to other students and shit. They change the curriculum damn near every year. We can't pass the damn books down, so now you got to pay full price every year for books. It's already a problem. For y'all taking all these goddamn courses and all these prereqs and all that shit, that things that you're not going to ever use. Ask the people who already have their degree. All them courses you took, did you use everything that you learned? Or are you using everything that you learn? And I'm pretty sure that they're gonna tell you no. Just like we were speaking the other day about like algebra and geometry. We don't use that every day. People graduated 10, 15 years ago, ain't never used algebra, but they had to take the math classes in college, and you got to pay each semester. All these classes, you have to pay for some shit that you ain't gonna never use. Yeah. You say one book in medical school cost me $185. There are some books that cost $400. For what? Do y'all understand? But again, it goes back to, you don't have to go to them schools. Now, I do understand the thought process is, if I don't go to college, then I won't be able to make as much money as a non-college person. It's understood. I understand that. But not necessarily. See, I can see it from both sides. Shout out to all the people who go to trade schools. who make a hell of a lot more money than people with degrees. A hell of a lot more money with people with degrees. And the strange part about it, watch this. People with degrees talk shit about people who have trades, you know, like plumbers, electricians, mechanics. All three of them that I said makes a hell of a lot more money than the average person with a degree. And with those three, you can make money off the books, man. You can create your own business as soon as you get your certificate. As soon. College degrees don't work like that. Y'all do understand the hustle. Y'all do understand the game. But anyway, we're gonna let these people talk.
President Biden's announced plans to cancel as much as $20,000 in student debt per borrower to help as many as 40 million people. The president outlined his plan during a speech at the White House Wednesday.
If you make under $125,000, you get $10,000 knocked off your student debt. If you make under $125,000 a year and you received a Pell Grant, you'll get an additional $10,000 knocked off that total, for a total of $20,000 relief. 95% of the borrowers can benefit from these actions. That's 43 million people.
Shout out to FBK for the $5 super chat. Say, ain't been to school in 11 years. I owe $9,877.63 in student loans with no degree. Say, if Biden don't forgive it, then it's hashtag Biden. I like that right there. Hold on.
Of the 43 million, over 60% are Pell Grant recipients. That's 27 million people who will get $20,000 in debt relief. Nearly 45% can have their student debt fully canceled. That's 20 million people who can start getting on with their lives.
President.
So, again, it goes back to the new people can start getting on with their lives earlier than the people who been paying down their damn debt for 5-10 years, who have to wait until they can pay off some shit. And then, again, you make over that 126, that 125, you can make that 126. Nope. You got to continue to pay. I do understand that we have to put caps and limits on things and stuff like that. I get that right there, but I don't know. I would not be one of them ones who will say, well, Willie, how are we going to pay for it? I don't never do that shit right there, because whenever we want to pay for some shit like that country that we just sent, what, 1.7 billion to, and then another 2 billion, another 2 billion. I don't ask some questions like that right now. Shout out to London for the $2 super chat. You say, I do. Wait. You say, I do. I'm a carpenter, and math is a part of my job. Here we go. For that algebra, geometry, trigonometry, that's only for like 2-3 degrees. Like, literally, that's, well, like an architect, a carpenter, and probably like one more thing. That's probably it. For those degrees, you need the math. It is understood. But do y'all know for your prereqs, like your first 2 years of damn college, everybody taking this shit. And it's not making any sense. Shout out to Mario for the $2 super chat. He say, Clown College is cheaper. That's what's up. Shout out to Tony for being a member for 6 months. He say, I sent 2 chats and a cash app, but they didn't show up. Say it ain't so, my bad. Oh, shout out to Tony for the $5 cash app. Say, I use algebra and geometry every day. Machinist. See? 3 degrees. Yeah, an engineer. Say most people will only use high-level math if you're going into fields like engineering. Absolutely correct. Makes sense.
Biden also announced plans to extend a moratorium on all federal student loan payments through the end of this year. As Biden walked away from the podium, reporters shouted questions. Listen closely.
Listen.
Mr. President, is this unfair to people who paid their student loans or chose not to take out loans?
Is it fair to people who, in fact, do not own multi-billion-dollar businesses if she wants these guys to give them all tax things? Is that fair?
Stop. Shout out to my president, your president. President, I hear any goddamn scream. Talk about not answering the question. Talk about not answering the question. Listen to the question.
Is it fair?
Listen closely.
Mr. President, is this unfair to people who paid their student loans or chose not to take out loans?
Is it unfair to people who paid their student loans or decided not to take out student loans? Here's his response.
Is it fair to people who, in fact, do not own multi-billion-dollar businesses if she wants these guys to give them all tax things? Is that fair?
Is it fair that people who don't own multi-billion-dollar businesses, I guess he say to get a tax credit or something like that? I don't even understand the last words you use.
Take out loans.
Is it fair to people who, in fact, do not own multi-billion-dollar businesses if she wants these guys to give them all tax things? Is that fair?
And to see all these guys get the tax benefits, there's not too many billion-dollar businesses though. I don't want the hell they got to do with somebody. What they got to do with you giving relief to the people now? I can kind of understand where you're trying to go, but I think like that's like your wrong analogy. Like you went too far with your analogy because of there's a lot of businesses. All right. They get tax breaks and all this fly shit. I get it. I truly understand. Hell, watch it. Do you think it's fair for people who have children to get more back in their taxes than for people who don't have children? You see what I'm saying? Like, the people who did it right don't get the benefits of doing shit right. You know, like, you are young, a teenager, you 18, 19, you got 4-5 damn churn. Your damn tax return is bigger than mud. That damn it, your peer who decide to work and not have children because they can't afford the children owes the government. You think that's fair? Like we can do the fair and unfair shit, you know, but I kind of get it. I'm all across the board for going.
What do you think?
Because I really don't care either which way. I just want to point that out to you. I really don't give a damn. But
Response to Biden's student debt cancellation plan has been mixed. Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren said, quote, "Today is a day of joy and relief."
Let me explain something else to y'all. This is why a lot of people is like, all right, cool, he doing it, but the shit ain't enough. Again, we just spent 1.7 and then 2 cross the water, and all you gonna do is 10. That's all you're gonna do is like 10 stacks, and then you gotta fill out the forms. Watch it. Somebody said somewhere that I had done saw, that I had done read or something like that, or listened to, why don't they cut the mandatory, why don't they cut like the payments? There's some people that have to pay $500 to $700 a month. Yeah. 5 to 7. That's a great way. If you was to cut that, that'll really help people. But listen, for all y'all out here got these high ass student loans that's stopping y'all from even buying homes. And that's a real big problem. That really hurts the community. Say, blame your parents for not saving money for college and not having life insurance or a fund for your college if they die. I'm in agreement.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell condemned.
We got to blame ourselves for this shit. Listen, I have known before I finished high school not to become a teacher. I see they did not make. I see that they did not make no money. This shit is common sense. You see which fields make the money, but y'all be doing again like majoring in African American studies and shit. But go ahead, do you?
Biden's plan as student loan socialism. Meanwhile, NAACP President Derek Johnson has said, quote, canceling just $10,000 of debt is like pouring a bucket of ice water on a forest fire.
Thank you. That was excellent right there. Shout out to FBK for the $10 cash app. Say, ask myself, why are they just now doing this? Oh, watch this. Election coming up. Go ahead. But he did make a promise. He did make a promise to deal with the student loan debt. So he did something, or he's doing something. So he's living up to his campaign promises. So, all right, cool. And we know politicians gonna be politicians. It's not about y'all. It's really not about y'all. It's about getting in office for another 4 years. That's all that the first 4 years really is about. It's about getting in office for another 4 years. But go ahead.
Unquote. Many student debtors also say Biden's plan doesn't go far enough. This is the artist and writer Maddie Clifford of the Debt Collective.
I like what you said. The garbage man driver makes as much money as teachers. Let me explain something, and I've been saying this shit for over the years. Garbage men make more than your nurses. Garbage men make more than you. Garbage men have been talked down on for so goddamn long because ain't nobody ever told y'all that garbage men can do $60, $70, $80, $90,000 a year, and they doing it. They been doing it. But for some reason, when people hear garbage, they think that they are garbage. They think the workers are garbage. Waste management is big business. You're absolutely correct. Sanitation workers is what they changed the name to. But it's strange because I've heard women say over time, oh, I won't deal with no garbage man, which is strange to me because I came up watching all the babies deal with the garbage man because we knew that that's where the money was. Driving the garbage truck is where that goddamn paper was. And the majority of your degrees don't make more than a garbage man. Ask me how I know. Move on.
And what we're doing with the Debt Collective is really pushing and applying that pressure, because a full cancellation is also like, it's like, oh, you're asking for too much, you're asking for too much. I'm asking to be back at zero.
Then you shouldn't have took all of that, baby. I understand people can ask for full forgiveness. I get it, and that would be fly. I wish they would do full forgiveness on mortgages. I really do wish that they would do that. Maybe one day they will. Doubt it, because this is a business. You have to understand, going into a business, it's not about your damn feelings. If you want this and you can't afford this, you got to take loans to get this, you need to repay this. It's basic. I understand. Say certifications are the new degrees, and this is why folk need to stop going to college. Unless it's only certain degrees, certain fields or careers, you should go to college. Just say, man. Go ahead.
I'm asking for a fair chance. Like,
listen. You trying to go back to zero, like a hell of a lot of Americans who have debt and other things. They would love to be back to zero, but we chose the debt. I understand, like I just said, I wish they would do mortgage forgiveness and land forgiveness and all that shit. I really do wish. Say hashtag forgive child support. I'm trying to tell you.
To actually build wealth. Like, this isn't, they're always telling us it's not enough. And, 2 years ago, 10K was a ridiculous thing to ask for. And now we've just won it. So what that tells us and what that shows us is that we have to keep fighting.
Those are the words of...
You can keep fighting it too. sugars. But the one thing that y'all need to be doing is telling people that's coming up behind y'all, stop taking all them courses that they don't need. Stop taking all them courses that you don't need. Do y'all know the majority? Not the majority. There's a lot of people who is in college have no idea what they in college for. They are just in college.
The artist and writer Maddie Clifford speaking after President Biden unveiled his plan to cancel as much as $20,000 in student debt for millions of borrowers each. In a moment, we'll hear more from Maddie Clifford, who's featured in a short documentary from The Intercept titled Freedom Dreams, Black Women in the Student Debt Crisis. But first, we're joined by Astor Taylor.
Say no disrespect to the sister, but I'm not feeling the clown look.
Who co-directed Freedom Dreams. She's also an organizer with the Debt Collective, an organization with its roots in the Occupy Wall Street movement. She wrote the foreword to the Debt Collective's book, Can't Pay, Won't Pay, The Case for Economic Disobedience and Debt Abolition. Astor Taylor, welcome back to Democracy Now! First, respond to President Biden's plan, the executive order yesterday.
He say my garbage men are either happy or high. I can't tell the difference. I can't tell the difference. Well, let me explain it to you. They fall under DOT. They happy.
Well, it's important to be very clear that the debt.
Or they could be taking a chance. They could be taking a chance and lose all them thousands of dollars by some reefer. But go ahead.
Collective has always fought for full student loan abolition and free public college for all to stop the crisis of student debt at its source. So that is our position. That's what we think needs to happen. But, you know, President Biden did not campaign on that. He was boxed in and forced to campaign promising some debt relief. This proposal he offered yesterday doesn't even meet the full threshold of his campaign promise. Nonetheless, you know, it is a stepping stone for this movement. It's a milestone. So my reactions, you know, are mixed. It's bittersweet because assuming there are some problems in terms of the fact that they are requiring people to fill out applications to get this relief, but assuming people do that, then yes, up to 20 million people can have their balances wiped out. That's absolutely game-changing.
Do y'all even understand this too? If you go to college and you racking up all of this student loan debt, remember, under 125,000, you can get the relief. But as a child in school, as a young student, typically you fall up under your parents, your parents' finances. You fall up under that to go to school, right? Because you is not independent yet. If your parents make over 125, especially if they married filing jointly, your ass gonna have to pay all your student loan debt because you fall under your parents' income, not your own. Y'all do understand that this is how this works, but here we go.
We're seeing messages from people, you know, hearing from friends and family that they're crying, that their lives have been changed. But also $10,000 or $20,000 for millions of people doesn't touch the interest that's accrued and capitalized. It won't reduce their monthly payments, and we need to keep fighting for those folks as well, and we will. So
I think that would have been like a major step to lower the payments. A lot of these payments is too high. It's too high. But you signed up for that shit.
Mixed reaction, but this is incredibly significant when you think about where we began as a movement not that long ago.
And what do you say to those who say this is bailing out the higher education industrial complex, that they should be lowering their tuitions? They've got together billions of dollars in endowment. Why should they being bailed out?
Well, we're definitely not bailing out the higher education system right now. We're bailing out human beings who have been told for decades that the only path out of poverty is to pursue an education.
I really don't think that this is like a bailout. Okay, you're taking about 10, 20 off people. All right, cute. In my mind, like, it's not a bailout. The shit that was a bailout is what Obama did for the banks. What Obama did for the car companies when he came into office. That's the bailout. This here, you're just taking a little bit off of it. You know what I'm saying? for a lot of people, that's taking a lot off of it. Damn it, if you can cut me 20,000 off or 10 off, I would be happy too. So understood. I just don't like the word the bailout, but they might be right, but I just don't think that the word fit.
The United States has substituted, labor policy. We should have been strengthening unions, providing a jobs guarantee, with telling people, hey, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, take out student debt, so that you can then have the credential you need to be employed. The thing is, again, these policies do need to be coupled, debt cancellation plus restructuring the political economy of higher education so that public colleges are actually public again, and that people can go to school and pursue higher education if they want to without the burden of debt.
I would just like to say, because for a while back, I've heard people say that college should be free. It should be free. Okay, cute. Because of what we do and how we send money to other damn countries, that makes sense. College should be free if we sending out billions to other countries. But here's the thing. A lot of people think that that when we send money outside of the country, that we don't get nothing back. That ain't how it works. It's all business. Remember, y'all, it is business. Yeah, we some business. But money for them people. But what comes on the back end is why we ain't got no problem with sending out money. It's business.
But we're going to have to, fight that fight. So there's often a false opposition in the way people frame this thing. And often people who point out that student debt cancellation doesn't get to the root of the problem have no intention of fighting for the solution, again, which is free public college. But that's what we're going to do. That is the horizon that we at the Debt Collective and a growing coalition of allies are working.
Too much talking, baby. People don't understand this shit.
Towards.
Go ahead.
Mitch McConnell saying President Biden's student loan socialism is a slap in the face to every family who sacrificed to save for college, every graduate who paid their debt, and every American who chose a certain career path or volunteered to serve in our armed forces in order to avoid taking on debt.
President Biden's student loan socialism is a slap in the face for every family who sacrificed to save for college, every graduate who paid their debt, and every American who chose a certain career path or volunteered to serve in the armed forces in order to avoid taking on debt. It's a good point. Whether you like it or not, that's a great point.
Sure.
So
the people who, save for college, save for their kids' college, because that's what parenting's supposed to be doing, save for the children college, or your child need to get damn scholarships to make shit cheaper. You know what I'm saying? But
cynical. I mean, first off, I am one of the millions of people who did have to pay their debts. I paid it in full. I do not want anyone else to have to suffer just because I did. Social progress means that other people do not have to suffer through something that previous generations did. And the fact is, polling shows that most people have that attitude. Most people are not as selfish and cynical as Mitch McConnell. In fact, student debt.
She called him selfish.
Previous generations did. And the fact is, polling shows that most people have that attitude. Most people are not as selfish and cynical as Mitch McConnell. In fact, student debt cancellation is more popular with people who didn't go to college than people who did, probably because they understand that the costs are rising so fast, they're prohibitive. So
I don't, wait, stop, baby. Say that again.
Because I did. Social progress means that other people do not have to suffer through something that previous generations did. And the fact is, polling shows that most people have that attitude. Most people are not as selfish and cynical as Mitch McConnell.
She called it selfish for Mitch McConnell pointing out a fact. How is that selfish, though? I don't.
In fact, student debt cancellation is more popular with people who didn't go to college than people who did, probably because
student debt relief is more popular with people who didn't go to college. Sugar, let me explain something to you. People who didn't go to college ain't really paying attention to this shit. They don't care nothing about this shit. That don't make sense. That's like saying that if there was like people who wanted mortgage forgiveness, that people who don't own a home would be more excited that they was getting forgiveness. That don't make no damn sense, but go ahead.
They understand that the costs are rising so fast, they're prohibitive. So this is something people are really celebrating. And of course, let's not forget that, you know, where was this grave concern when when large corporations and millionaires were getting forgivable PPP loans, which on average were worth about $90,000. Where were they when the banks were getting?
Oh, so we got to go right to the PPP loans that the millionaires was getting. Here's something though. They employ people.
Bailed out, right? Where were they when the government was buying billions of dollars of bad corporate debt? So it's just very cynical. And I think you can judge a policy by its enemies. The fact that people like Mitch McConnell, Betsy DeVos, and others are so upset shows you that this is, for once, a form of debt relief that's going to help working class and poor people overwhelmingly.
Esther Taylor, I want to go to your new short documentary for The Intercept, Freedom Dreams, Black Women and the Student Debt Crisis.
She did Black Women and Student Debt Crisis. When I heard this, I was like, how do we just go into this?
Black women educators and activists struggling under the weight of tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt. It begins with former Ohio State Senator Nina Turner.
Y'all gonna enjoy this. Watch this.
Let me give my testimony, if I may, that I am a first-generation college graduate, and I tried to break the cycle of poverty in my family's line. Everybody has a hope and a dream for better. And that, because you decided to go and advance yourself through higher education, should not happen in this country. No how, no way.
Yeah, what she just said.
Student debt.
They having problems, they having hard times with paying the student debt. We don't have no problem with paying for shit that we want to pay for. Can we just go there?
It punishes poor and working class people for pursuing higher education.
Student debt hurts poor and working class people. The debt that you signed up for.
Ensnaring individuals and entire communities in compounding interest and fees. Today, student debt is a nearly $2 trillion weight, crushing 45 million people, with women and especially Black women disproportionately burdened.
It's always women and disproportionately Black women. It's always disproportionately Black women. Does that mean that Black women is signing up for shit that don't make sense? We supposed to be so smart, y'all. I don't understand it. We as people supposed to be so smart. Why the hell we keep signing up for all this damn debt, knowing that when you see the people who graduated in the shit that you graduating in, they not even making the money?
Ensnaring individuals and entire communities in compounding interest and fees. Today, student debt is a nearly $2 trillion weight, crushing 45 million people, with women and especially Black women disproportionately burdened. Student debt is a trap, and it is also a teacher.
Student debt is a trap. I don't know how to feel about it's a trap. They got to explain that.
Debt teaches us that education is a commodity, that we need to choose degrees.
He said, that's me, Willie, a real dummy. Listen, it's okay for us who done been through it. It's okay. Damn it, we made some dumbass moves out here. You know what I'm saying? But then it's up to us, because now we is the adults who have children to tell them, no, it's not in your best interest. Listen, We fell short of glory. We supposed to stop our children from falling short of glory. That's what we not doing.
Careers based on pay. That we
cosmetologists making $60,000 a year, bumping curl. Hell, shit. A lot of them making over 150, 200, depending on what you're doing. Trying to tell you, and a lot of that shit is off the books. But go ahead.
We are alone in our financial struggles.
We are alone in our financial struggles because you put yourself. If you take out a loan, that's your own financial struggle. That goes for everybody. That's your own financial struggle. Y'all be buying up-to-date cars and shit. That's your bill. That's your loan. That's your financial struggle. That ain't nobody else's. This is what you signed up for.
That we don't deserve to be free.
State college and community college tuition used to be free in California. Then the Black Panther Party went to school for free and tried to make a change, say, based on their knowledge. And then Reagan. Reagan put a price on this shit. Sick of the free shit. Y'all getting educated for free? Man, no.
I owe over $120,000 in debt, and I didn't talk about it, and anytime I did, I automatically felt ashamed.
I am probably about $80,000 in debt, and up until recently, I think my word was shame too, but while you were talking, Maddie, I was actually like, it's regret.
I decided to go to college because, I'm a nerd. I love education. I love school.
Stop. She decided to go to college because she's a nerd and she loved to go to school. Well, let me talk to the nerds. Like some people say, if you're so damn smart, I'm just thinking it through now. If we claiming to be so goddamn smart, well, smart don't mean informed. All right, let me just leave it alone, because I was just finna say, why, if you so smart, why would you make a dumbass decision? But smart people do make dumbass decisions. A lot of us is smart, but we do make dumbass decisions. You know what I'm saying? You say, Willie, say you're gonna run up your blood pressure, worried about these young folks and the mistakes that they make. Yeah, let me calm down.
And I thought to myself, well, it doesn't matter how much it costs. It's going to pay off.
That's like a woman thing. No matter how much it costs. A lot of y'all say that there about your hairdo. No matter how much it costs. A lot of y'all say that about your outfit. A lot of y'all say that about the cars and shit that y'all buy. A lot of y'all say that just for the weekend outfit. I don't care what it costs. Shit, I'm showing up right now. I know I got bills to pay, but shit, I'm going out that weekend. You know what I'm saying? That's typically a female thought process. She don't give a damn how much shit costs. But go ahead.
I had to go to school. I'm from a family of educators. They were the first generation in their family, in our family. So it's you have the opportunity, you're going to college.
I was really adamant on moving towards my career goals. And so I just pushed myself into this master's program without thinking, how am I going to pay for it?
She puts herself in the master's program. See? You see what happens when people don't think or don't care how it's going to be paid for, deferred payments. Because you don't have to put in, and this is another thing, because we don't put money in the shit, we really don't care. We don't care about shit that much because we ain't have to put our money on it. But I'm finna go for the master's. How much more do you get paid from your bachelor's to your master's? What? 10,000 more a year, but you just racked up another $100,000 for your masters. Go ahead.
A lack of intergenerational wealth and other structural inequities force women, and Black women in particular, to borrow at disproportionate rates.
It's forcing women to borrow. Stop. Wait. I gotta think. Let's hear it again.
How am I going to pay for it?
A lack of intergenerational wealth.
A lack of intergenerational wealth and other structural inequities. Big word. I hear now street. Watch.
and other structural inequities force women and black women in particular.
Force women, black women in particular, to borrow at disproportionate rate. What? I thought women had freedom. What do you mean forced to? There's a whole bunch of women who went to trade school, supposed to college. Thought black women was forced. A lot of black women that go to trade schools to get their goddamn trades and move on with their goddamn life and make that paper. So they was forced to, or are being forced to borrow more money? I don't.
Particular to borrow at disproportionate rates, and wage discrimination makes it that much harder to escape.
Wage discrimination. Watch this shit. Watch it. Listen to the words. Listen, get out your feelings. We listen to words. Say shout out to Esther for the $1 cash app. Say Willie, you dead shaming. Okay. I ain't even think about that, but watch this.
For every dollar white men make, black women earn 61 cents.
Why is y'all even being compared to white men? Shouldn't at least the comparison be to white women or just women? Shouldn't y'all compare it like that? But that's also a lie too. But
wage discrimination makes it that much harder to escape. For every dollar white men make, black women earn 61 cents. And wage discrimination makes it that much harder to escape. For every dollar white men make, black women earn 61 cents.
Do y'all even understand how they are masculizing women, black women, when it comes down to the wage gap, because they are comparing you to white men? They put you in the masculine role when they talk like that right there. For every dollar a white man makes, a black woman earns 61 cents. Who believe that shit? Excuse my language. Shout out to Dark Green for the $9.99 super chat. You say them babies was told by their mamas to get educated because you don't need no man. Tell them I'm lying. Ooh, tell me I'm lying. That's what's up. Listen. Y'all really believe that? Okay. They can't prove it. For every dollar a white man make, the only way to compare it fairly, it would have to be a white man and a black woman on the same job, same company. Not required. So, same education, the same everything, and they got the same goddamn jobs, and then you show me that a white man make $1 and a black woman makes 61 cents. It's BS how they telling y'all the wage gap, because they're not adding it fairly. Damn it, they're not putting it together fair and say we on the same damn job, we work the same position, we got the same background, and one person make more than the other. That's an even way. That's a fair way to analyze the situation.
A lifetime loss of almost $1 million.
We've been, told working class people that as long as you get an education, then you will have job prospects.
I agree with that. I agree with what she just said. And like I keep saying, we was lied to with a whole bunch of shit. It used to be you go to college, there was jobs for you. But I think in like the early 2000s, that shit went downhill. The jobs are not there no more.
You'll be able to take care of your family. You'll be able to have a future.
I agree. That's what was taught to us now.
I really used to blame myself a lot, and I used to feel a lot of shame, and then I started to look at the policies.
Stop. You're supposed to blame yourself, and that's a lot of y'all problem, especially females problem. You don't blame yourself for the decisions you made. Even if we was lied to, we still made a decision. Because we didn't think it through. We was told some shit and we left it like that. We didn't think it through. So it's still our fault. Regardless of the outcome, it's still our fault because we signed up for it.
And I'm like, wait a second, is it personal responsibility or is it really bad policy? And I realize it's bad policy.
You see the shit? And that's why your ass in debt. I think she was 120 in debt. This is why you personally is $120,000 in debt.
Blame myself a lot, and I used to feel a lot of shame, and then I started to look at the policies, and I'm like, wait a second, is it personal responsibility?
Is it personal responsibility or really bad policy? She put it on really bad policy. I just told y'all, a lot of black women go to trade schools, get their trade, and move on with their goddamn life. They made a better decision than to rack up all that damn debt. No matter how we want to look at it. So when they throwing out that black women is forced to do the no, whoa, sugars. We got options out here. Black women got options. Just like every other woman has options. And I hate, and I don't even understand why a lot of black women do not speak out about this type of shit, that they just make y'all look like children. Like y'all really don't even know what the hell is going on. Shout out to Quincy X for the $2 cash app. Say 80% of black women with student debt is immigrants. I don't believe that. But you could be right. But when they saying black women, they not talking about immigrants unless you know something that I don't know. Because in my mind, I'm thinking that they're talking about African American women.
Or is it really bad policy? And I realize it's bad policy, straight up.
You see that? It's really bad policy. Meaning, is you, not me. But you 120 in debt. And she smiled. But you got to pay back that goddamn money, though. While you're smiling and not taking responsibility, sugar, this is why people is in debt.
The inaccessibility to higher education is preventing us from being able to take care of our families.
Stop. The inaccessibility of higher education is keeping us, is also keeping us in poverty. No, it ain't. It's not keeping y'all in poverty. Let me tell you the number one thing that's keeping, well, since y'all talking black women, the number one thing that's keeping black women in poverty is y'all producing children that you can't afford. That's the number one thing that's keeping, hell, that's the number one thing keeping everybody in poverty. That's the number one. Y'all can look it up, do your Googles, do all that fly shit. It's the children. That's number one.
The inaccessibility to higher education is preventing us from being able to take care of our families.
And it's strange because she said the inaccessibility. Hold on.
The inaccessibility to higher.
The inaccessibility to higher education. When I thought that y'all was the most going to college. So what do you mean? Remember a few years back they said that black women was the most educated, which was a lie. But y'all is like the most enrolled, because a lot of y'all who do get subsidies, a lot of times it is required for you, and or you have an option to go to school for free. So don't tell me that there's an inaccessibility. That makes no sense when y'all is the most enrolled. I'm confused. Somebody need to educate me. I could be wrong. Say entitlement. Go ahead.
Education is preventing us from being able to take care of our family.
It's not and again, it's not preventing y'all from taking care of your families, because first of all, the majority of y'all don't have a family. The majority of y'all are single mothers. That's not a family. Man, woman, child. That's family. I don't care what nobody else try to tell me. I don't want to learn nothing different, goddammit. That's what family has always been.
The inaccessibility to higher education is keeping us in poverty.
Student loan debt was never explained to me.
And that's one of our biggest problems. Student loan debt was never explained to the majority of people coming up, because we was not taught financial literacy in school. We've been talking about financials and finances and all that shit. We wasn't taught this shit. It's just a fact. She's absolutely correct. We was not taught this. Go ahead, baby. Oh, Dr. Brooks. Here we go.
Never a person that sat down and said, hey, here's how you're going to pay for college.
That means over.
Here's another problem though. Even though we was not taught financial literacy, the one thing that we did know, if we take any loan out, we have to repay. If we got any credit cards, we have to pay back. Back when we was coming up, they was giving 15 to 16 euro store credit cards. Shout out to Birdans. We knew with that credit card, which is no different than a loan, it needs to be paid back. That's one thing that we know. We didn't have to be super taught that and all that fly shit right now. You have to pay back what you owe. Now that's something that we did know.
Over time, we're growing further and further in debt due to these inequitable systems.
No. Well, yes, she got a point, because people keep going down this same rabbit hole, watching other people with $100,000, $200,000 in debt. They going right into the same situations. They're going right into them same career paths, knowing that the shit costs this much.
I originally borrowed $203,000.
She originally borrowed it, 203.
And that balance has since grown to $238,000.
Yeah, we call that interest. Go ahead, baby.
I loved being in the classroom, but teachers just do not make enough money to.
She went to school to be a teacher. $203,000 in debt. Now $238,000 in debt. She just loved being a teacher, but in LA.
Survive in LA. Ended up with a master's degree and then a doctorate, and then I became a principal, which.
Master's degree and then a doctorate, and then became a principal while still in California.
It's pretty much the highest position you can be at a school. And
so if it's the highest position that you can be at a school, listen. She just educated y'all. If you're going to get your education, get your masters and doctorates in education, the highest you're going to go is a principal. Do you want to take on that type of debt to be a damn principal? That's something I guess she didn't know. But listen, she has a doctorate. To make your life better, what should she do? It's kind of easy. To make your life better, she's a doctorate, she's a principal. Where should you not live at? I know. It's a hard answer. Where should you not live at? Say she went for the wrong job. Absolutely correct.
I'm still not making enough money to pay my student loan debt balance.
Because she just loves teaching. Then you should not complain about the situation that you're in, because you put love. You put love before your finances, baby. That's a you problem now.
I feel stuck between a rock and a hard place when I'm talking to my students about their plans for their post-secondary education goals.
It's not, see, and y'all still be with your feelings. She thinks that she feels like she's between a rock and a hard spot by talking to her kids about the secondary education. If you're not telling the students, don't go down the path I did. If you're not doing that, what type of educator are you? You're not telling them the damn truth, especially in the state of California. Because there will be students who's going to say, oh my God, I want to be a teacher. I'm here to tell all who want to be, don't. You got to get out your feelings. You got to start thinking about taking care of you and yours for a lifetime. Period, point blank. This shit is about money. It's literally not about what you like or what you like to do. It'd be great if you can do it and you get paid for doing what you really, really want to do. That'd be great. But it don't work like that all the time.
Teaching them to navigate the system in a way that I wasn't taught, but I'm still fearful for them. And there's days that I'm just filled with regret. That balance doesn't leave. That $238,000, it's there with me every second of every single day. You go work for these high-tech companies, you can make $250,000, $300,000 and not have to worry about how you're going to pay back this debt.
So then that's where you need to drive all of your students to. Tech. Don't drive them to education. Drive them to tech. See, now we have the numbers. Now we understand. And if we're not passing this shit down, we're doing a real big disservice to the youth.
High-tech companies, you can make $250,000, $300,000 and not have to worry about how you're going to pay back this debt. I could have done that. I'm smart. I could have done that.
Oh, you could have did. You bullshit. You could have did that. Go ahead.
But I took on this commitment to become an educator.
Took on a commitment to make less money and have a high-ass debt bill. So that's a yo fault. That's a you problem. Knowing, hell, if I would have went over here, I would have made a hell of a lot of money. And you knew that. But you chose to make what you're making and live in California and stack up over $200,000 in debt. You should be mad at you, baby. Not even the system. You personally should be mad at you.
And I'm being penalized for it.
Yes. Yeah, you've been Yes, you've been penalized for it. You say on average, K-12 educators have $58,000 in student loans. On average, K-12. On average. I'm just saying, y'all, at some point, yes. The system has problems. But the system, a lot of times, can't be your problem if we don't make the decision to be in or that part of the system. I don't think shit be so hard to grasp. I don't think so.
Actually, the roots of the student debt crisis started in California. Yeah, it started around the time of like the 60s and 70s when people were becoming really revolutionary. I mean, the Black Panthers were going to college, more women were going to college, and at the time, college was actually free in California.
Shout out to Logan for the $2 super chat. Say, discuss the fat refund check students got back. Damn.
In 1966, Ronald Reagan, the newly elected governor of California, burnished his image by attacking the anti-war and racial justice movements taking root on university campuses. He proposed rolling back California's program of free public college and charging tuition.
And what's strange? So many politicians champion Ronald Reagan. We play too much out here in these streets. And listen, all right. Say taxpayers should not be subsidized intelligent curiosity. What that shit say?
And charging tuition. Taxpayers, Reagan said, should not be subsidizing intellectual curiosity.
We have been and are providing a premium service, an education superior to most and equal to the best. So far, those receiving this education have not been required to share in the cost.
When black and brown...
Oh, so I kind of like his argument. He wanted everybody to share in the cost. I think that makes sense, though. I think it actually makes sense. You got to put something in, man. Hey, listen, I understand your parents ain't rich and all that shit. Maybe your parents can put up the $40,000 a year and shit. Okay. I can't pay the $40,000. Maybe my parents can pay the $5,000. Cool, but at least we all put something in. See that free shit? I don't. I guess you can if you want to, if they side it up, cute. But I don't. I like free shit too. You know what I'm saying? But it's not business. It's not the way of the world. So maybe one day we will get to the free shit, which will be understood, I guess. But I have a problem when I work my ass off and you don't. But you think you should be in the same place that I'm in. You done bust your ass. Perfect example. You done bust your ass and you struggled and shit, and now you able to afford your $500,000 home. You gonna be mad than a mug. Your next door neighbor's on Section 8 in a $500,000 home. You'll be mad as hell, won't it? Why? You work your ass off to get here. This person didn't. That's a problem. That's a problem. I don't care what side of the aisle you on. I think that's a problem. Yeah, say you don't respect it when it's free.
When people started going to college in California, that's when you see public education fall away. So the burden of paying for education was placed on families.
Yes, and it should have been placed on families. She said that as if it's a bad thing to be placed on families. And that's possibly the reason that we are less educated. Because it was for free and you took the free away. We're like, well, shit, we ain't doing that. So did we really care about education? Or did we only use it because it was free? It was something to do. It was some place to send our children. We play too much. Shout out to Esther for the $1 cash out. Say all them degrees and you still ignorant. God damn it, I like that right there. That baby spoke on it as if. Hold on, watch this.
The public education fall away. So the burden of paying for education was placed on families.
So, listen. And it was placed on families. So families should have stopped having children. Nah. Families should have made better decisions. Darker hue families should have made better decisions. See, we don't want to put responsibility on ourselves, and that's the biggest problem.
I feel like this is another way to block access to education. Our grandparents...
It's another way to block access to education. No. When it comes down to it, us as parents is blocking a way to education because we ain't set shit up for our kids. It always come back to you. Or at least it should.
Coming off of integration. So we running up in those schools, black people, like we're gonna get our education. But now we still got this debt though.
Anything less than full debt cancellation is a loss, especially for the most marginalized. How much?
So it just should be free because you want to go to school. It should be free because you want to go to school. 4-5 years in school, huh? You just think that it should be free. So you can move on with your damn life, right?
What do you have? You want to?
We gonna talk about this? Okay, yeah, I'm not ashamed. So let's talk about it. I have $250K in student loan debt. I am a PhD, and I'm now working. And I told you I was working.
I'm a PhD. Shout out to KS. I'm a PhD, and that means nothing. You 250 in the hole, baby, you're broke. Shout out to Tiffany for the $2. The $2 cash app say black women love to play the victim in everything. I'm trying to tell. I just y'all sugars. We gotta take responsibility, baby. I just want to hear her say it again because she's proud. She's proud of her PhD.
$150K in student loan debt. I am a PhD, and I'm now working. And I told you I was working at Harvard, and I'm part-time, and I'm not going to be able to pay back $250K.
Why you a PhD and you working part-time? Why you not working full-time? I'm not going to be able to pay it back. Do y'all understand? So now you can just take folk money and that's what's up. So then do not be shocked when these banks don't want to give you mortgages. Because if you had a thought process of, I can't pay it back or I ain't going to pay it back, then you shouldn't be borrowing money from nobody. If this is your thought process. Yeah. Why did you run up $250,000 to work part-time? Listen. And she's a proud PhD. So you really not making the money by working part-time.
I'm differently abled, so it took me 8 years to get out of my undergrad.
You was definitely able to do what? Wait. Let me go back some seconds. Hold on.
Working at Harvard, and I'm part-time, and I'm not going to be able to pay back $250K.
Why are you not able to pay back $250K? Just put something on it. It might take you a lifetime, baby, but you can pay them people they money back. If you really want to pay them people their money back, you need to at least be working 2 jobs. If one job, if the only job that you work is part-time, you need 2 part-times to make a full-time, sugar. Do the math. You took all them goddamn prereqs. You should know how to add up some shit. This shit crazy out here. Shout out to Tiffany for the $2 cash out. You say, so what about the black men losing jobs to black women? What about the black men losing jobs to black? Are they really losing the job? Maybe they losing certain jobs. What jobs are they losing to black women? I don't. Maybe they are. I have no idea. I've heard people say it before, but I have never like went in depth with it. Like, okay, like what jobs are they losing to black women? If it's secretarial, then all right, shit. Maybe black women is better on the phones than men are. I don't know. Shout out to Mrs. Jones to a few for the $2 super chat. You say, differently able equals slow learn and shorted bus stuff. Shorted bus, shorted bus shorted. Hell, wait, I said that wrong. Short bus shorty. Hell nah. Let's listen to her. Let's see what she's talking about.
I'm differently abled, so.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Differently able means slow learn. Oh, I didn't know. You just educated pimping. You just educated me. Y'all, we just learned something all at the same time. We can all act like we knew what differently able was until it was explained to us what differently able was. Say shout bus shouty. That's what it means. I didn't know. Well, congratulations for her for making her PhD then.
It took me 8 years to get out of my undergrad.
How long is the undergrad supposed to take? Because she's saying that it took 8 years and she's differently able, so she's slow learned. Okay, cool. But you made it through. Congratulations on that. We got to give you that. You know what I'm saying? Because the people not slow learn and they ain't make it through. So the undergraduate should be 4 years. All right, cool. Bam. Appreciate y'all.
Because I wasn't well. And so the only path for me at that moment was just I had to take a whole bunch of loans.
Why? What do you mean you had to take a whole bunch of loans? You could have, here, if you got your PhD, ain't it bachelor's, master's, and your doctorates is your PhD, right? Right? Why did you have to keep going to doctorates and masters and doctorates? Why you just couldn't stop at a bachelor?
For me personally, $230,000 worth of student loan debt means that I can't purchase a home.
That's exactly what that means. You got too much open credit. You got too much debt. That's a real problem. But then it also goes to show, and this is why family is so important. Watch this. I can do it all on my own. I don't need nobody. Watch this. Say slow learning. You just slow and you owe all that money, $250,000. Watch it. Look. This is why it's a problem in this society now where people is single. We don't even think it through. Okay. The debt is a problem. Watch this. Then that means that we should not be living on our own if the student loan debt is a problem. You all will finish college and want room with other people. And or you won't get in a relationship to cut your costs, so then you can pay your student loan debt and actually live just a little bit better. A lot of y'all, especially black women, you get your degree. Oh, they ain't rooming up that I got my degree. I don't need no damn body. You right. You right. Instead of you humbling your goddamn self with $250,000 worth of damn debt, link up with some damn body so you'll be able to pay some shit and sleep at night without all the stress of paying all the bills yourself, plus that $250 back. But y'all so educated. Go ahead.
I was sold a myth in society that once I got my PhD, then I would be able to have upward mobility, that the access to generational wealth would open up for me. Upward mobility, that is a misnomer.
Is it really?
The word?
Yeah, that works.
Well, listen. You got all these damn degrees. You got all this debt. Hold on. Yeah, you got all these damn degrees. You got all this damn debt. You gotta ask yourself, why do it take y'all so long to pay the shit back? Even if it's $250. Because y'all go to college for all these damn years, you get your PhDs and shit. Then you produce a child. You've been out of the workforce from 18 to about 23. All them years you could have been having some income, but you wanted your PhD. Some of y'all in school for 10 years. 18 to 28. Some of y'all get pregnant. Some of y'all produce a damn child. You get your degree. Y'all have children before your first goddamn year. Before your first year of being in the workforce. So let's say now this job you got is $80,000. You done fucked around and had a damn baby. You ain't worked 5 years in your damn field before you produce a damn child. So now once you have the child, the $80,000 is cut. So now you're gonna be doing about 40, 50 whenever you get back to the damn job. You don't need a damn man. So now you ain't paying for daycare. That $80,000 just dropped like a motherfucker. But y'all so smart. Y'all took all these goddamn math courses in your prereqs. And y'all still don't know how to do the math. Shout out to Mrs. Jones to a few for the $5 super chat. Say a 43-year-old just became a doctor. Say she pop pills and eat my edibles. No. He say we're sold a myth every time we think a doctor is actually trying to heal us. You're absolutely correct on that right there. Yes, it is a myth, y'all. We were sold lies. Yes, we was.
Upward mobility.
It's a lie.
That's a lie. So this idea of good debt and bad debt, you just brought up homes. Mm-hmm. That good debt, we don't even have access.
We can't even get there.
We can't even get the good debt.
Yeah. Because you took out the bad debt. Get a PhD though. You say PhD. Where's that on the application, Willie? I have no idea. But I wonder, she do say that she worked for Harvard. She worked for Harvard part-time. You need to pick up another part-time like at Amazon or something, sugar. I'm just shit. Just like everybody who don't have a degree, when people talk to the people who don't have a degree, you got to pull yourself up from the bootstrap. You need to go cut some grass. You need to deliver pieces. You need to do all that. The same thing need to happen with y'all $250,000 in debt. Shout out to Tiffany for the $2 cash out. He said they're waiting for a high-value man to pay that debt. And let me explain something to you. Y'all be in all this goddamn debt. And listen, you done been in school for so long that you have no relationship skills. You don't even know how to properly manage your monkey. Y'all so smart. You get your degree. I wish colleges taught relationships. Maybe I need to start a relationship course out here in the goddamn street. And charge your ass $100,000 for it. You know what I'm saying? Because you tend to just rack up debt. You know, just because you want to. But listen, nothing in your education is telling you you need to be with somebody. Because like I just said earlier, it cuts your costs. It cuts your living expenses by being with someone. That's the best way for you to get out of debt. And then I don't know if you can overpay in your debt or put more on it to cut your payments down. You know what I'm saying? Or like pay in lump sums. I don't know if they allow you to do that. Somebody educate me on that.
We can get some bad debt real quick though. Debt impedes our ability to dream, and I see that in my students. I wanted to be the educator that told the truth.
Both of y'all went into education. I hope y'all paying attention. Stop going into education and getting your PhDs in this dumb shit. It don't pay. It's simple. So for the next 5 years, for those of you who was fit to go to college now, or you just started college and that was your thought process to be an educator, the shit, you're not making no money. You're not making no money. You're not going to make no money. You're not going to be able to live how you would like to live.
And the educator that unlocked dreams. If this system was no longer what we see right now, and we were able to not only imagine and envision something different, but we were actually able to embody it and do it, like, what does that look like? So a system where Black women do not have to be subject to crushing debt is a system that would benefit everyone.
A system, what she's saying, a system that Black women can take out debt and don't have to pay back will benefit everybody. You say Walmart management making $100,000. Watch this. They don't even need a PhD. Listen to what she said. So a system where Black women do not have to
be subject to crushing debt is
crushing debt. Subject to crushing debt. See, and when they talk about Black women, they act like it's kind of like y'all. Nope. I don't want to do that because you're speaking in general. You did not say all, so we're not going to do that right now. But like I pointed out, Black women make different choices. A lot of Black women make better choices than other Black women. A lot of them don't care about being a PhD. They care about making that paper.
A system that would benefit everyone.
An excerpt of the Intercept short documentary Freedom Dreams, Black Women in the Student Debt Crisis, narrated by former Ohio State Senator Nina Turner, co-directed by Astor Taylor.
All that shit. Willie, can you pay as much as you want on those student loans? Can somebody answer that right there? Because I did not. I've been waiting on the answer. Can you overpay on what you owe, or are they restricting you or penalizing you for paying it off early? Say, yes, you can. All right. Say, Willie, think about it. You need a degree to work for someone, but you don't need a degree to open up your own business. Exactly. And something else that I done pointed out, a lot of y'all who getting your MBAs, business degrees, your professors has never ran a business or owned a business. Not now. Not. The majority of them have never owned a business. But they're going to teach you. And they hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt to become a professor to teach you about business. Shout out to Mrs. Jones to a few for the $2 cash out. You say for mainly 234. You say made a good ass point. I must have missed it. My bad. Say, Willie, yes, you can pay what you want, just not under the payment. Just not. No. See, what I was saying was, can you pay more? Can you pay more like you do with a car note, a mortgage, and shit like that? Can you put some more on it? Because I think I heard once upon a time that you was not able to pay more. You were stuck with your monthly payment. I think I've heard that before. And if that's the case, that's because they want their damn interest. You say run a credit check on anybody you want to seriously date. Student, credit card, medical bills, etc. All that. If a person tell you that they have a degree, damn near 10 times out of 10, they in debt. Yep. Say I pay. Excuse me. You say I pay more? Oh, all right. So you can. Cool.
Who we're speaking to today, organizer with the Debt Collective. So looking at a chart from the Department of Education.
Yeah. If they allow you to pay more, you pay less in interest, which would be my plan for all y'all to get in relationships. Because listen, you have this debt and you have all your bills, you're paying for everything yourself because you're strong, you're independent, instead of being in a relationship where it can at least cut some shit in half. And then if you pick the right damn dude, because typically men pay all the fucking bills. If you got good monkey management, you can start putting your whole check towards paying off your debt. If you make $125,000 and you got $250 in debt, you should at least be able to pay $100,000 a year. But that's when you're smart. That's when you're thinking it through. That's when you got a good partner. That's when you chose right. Say, Willie, debt, no debt. Say they hunch where the bag is and wonder where the love is. That's what's up. And shout out to all the babies who is hunching the millionaires and ain't paying off their student debt. Bit crazy out here in these goddamn street. Listen, man, give yourselves a pat on the back, cause boy, y'all made it to the end of the midday news. I did the best I could what I had. Say, Willie, no, you will have to refinance that loan so you can change your APR. That makes sense. That right there, it makes sense. But like I just said, though, if you wouldn't really have to worry about changing the APR if like you gonna knock that shit off super quick. Which is cool to refinance. It is cool to do it. It's a smart thing to do if you can. But until we link up with some people that can make our lives better, we will continue to be in this situation. But for y'all doing PhDs and shit like that right there, I think that you need to pay your debt. I think that you really should pay your debt. Because you is deciding to be in school for all these damn years. You should have just got that damn degree for that damn career and moved the hell out. And again, how much more? Say, Willie, a whistleblower, don't do that. Listen, how much more? Fuck it. Damn it, I'm asking a question. Hold on. How much more do a bachelor get? Damn it. How much more do a bachelor's degree? I don't even know how I want to say it. How much more do you get paid for a master's? How much? Damn it, this shit ain't working out. How much more money? How much more money for a BA, for a BA and or a BS to let's say a PhD? I don't know. A doctorate degrees earns $1.3 million more than a bachelor's degree. Remember when they used to say people who go to college earns $1 million more than people who don't go to college? Do y'all really believe that? I used to listen to it. And I was like, oh, wow, damn. So it's a good idea to go to college. Until you went to looking into these people getting damn degrees and the jobs ain't making no money like that. People with trades make more money than people with degrees. But we would still push for people to get degrees. Do y'all understand that? Say, Willie, some corporations will pay you to further your education and help you pay your loans off. Exactly. Tuition reimbursement. Tuition reimbursement and companies now Now, if the company is going to pay back some shit, you have to stay with the company, y'all. You got to stay with the company to get that forgiveness, to get that tuition reimbursement thing. As long as you're going to stay with the company will pay for you to go to college. But a lot of folks, they don't even want to do that. They think that they got to go through the whole thing, all the way up to the PhD. Instead of at least at your bachelor's, you better go get you a goddamn job. You better find a job to where you can get paid, and that company will pay for you to get your PhD. Say debt, unemployment, and inflation says otherwise. There it is. I'm just saying, say it's all a scam. Well, what in my mind? It's all business. It's all the game. Say college graduates working at Walmart. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Say if I marry a woman today and find out on our honeymoon that she in debt like them, say I'm getting a divorce on that honeymoon. Just make sure that you hit that. And then send on our way. You know what I'm saying? Better get this thing annulled out here. You know, but listen, y'all. Hey, shout out to the president doing something, I guess, because it do benefit some people. Hell, it do benefit a lot of people. It is what it is. But they really got to work on how much colleges cost. When it's strange because a lot of college information is on the computer. A lot of colleges, you are not even in front of a professor. Did you know that they did not drop the college tuition fees when people was going to have to go to school online due to C-19? People didn't even have to go to the building, but it was the same price as going to the building. Something is clearly wrong out here in these streets. But the government didn't step in and do anything then. That's a problem. It's stuff like that, which is a problem. And they need to stop with, I can't tell these people to stop doing business, but for y'all to be hiring, for y'all to only be able to use a book for one school year, that's a problem. Say correct, Willie, and they had to pay for their college rooms as well. Yep. Because the professors weren't taking a pay cut. Oh, hell, they should have made them take a pay cut. Like they make people, the same way that they made the students pay actual retail price. The same way that they could have cut. Hell, the schools saved a lot of money too because they didn't have to pay like the maintenance workers and all of that stuff right there throughout the school year. The plumbers, the janitors, they didn't have to pay them throughout the school year. So they cut costs right there. Say Bill Gates has no college degree. Trying to take, Steve Jobs didn't either. If I'm not mistaken, right. Hell, the majority of millionaires, like they say, they don't have a college degree. That's what's up. Give yourselves a pat on the back because you have made it to the end of the midday news. Hey, I knew that the numbers was going to be down because people don't like to talk about what's going on in the politics, but this is a part of what we do around here at the Willie Williams Show. Goddamn, we're going to talk that shit that you don't want to hear about, and hopefully we can do it in a way to maybe later on you will start to be like, oh, okay, I can take it coming from you saying this or saying that, and then you'll probably get into some shit. We can learn a little bit more. The government is not gonna cut one of its biggest payday. You're absolutely correct. Oh no, yeah, Zuckerberg don't have one either, right? Say, man, this was a great show. I appreciate that right there. We just had to point out some things, and I just hope that our dog you sisters just get it together and stop going to school for BS. We can look at things, and now you can look if you're in college now, look at what pays. Period, point blank. There should be no other excuses. Say college degrees that you want your kids to avoid. College degrees you want your kids to, performing arts is high on the list of college degrees to afford. This means that a whole bunch of people is going to school for performing art degrees. Y'all do understand that this is a damn problem. Art history and fine arts. Performing arts. What it is? Arachnophobia? No. Fashion design degrees. Mass media. Communications degrees. That's hilarious. Ethnic studies. Remember like African American studies? Yeah. Horticultural degrees. Where do you get hired at with these damn degrees? How do we not know to not get a degree in these damn departments? I don't understand. You got a 4-year degree in dancing. That's what's up. And we'll talk shit to you, say, I got a degree. You don't. The smart is it. Listen, I told y'all. I've been to multiple colleges, never graduated, smart enough to go to more than one, so I ain't got to have student debt like you. Really, really smart. I love trades. I love certificates. One thing about trades and certificates, I'm going to say it again, and we're going to go on and get on up out of here. Trades and certificates, you can create your own business on day one. Trades and certificates, you can create your own business day one. You can't do that with a degree day one. I don't know not one degree that on day one you can create your own business. Say you make $100,000, only bring home $60K. I'm trying to tell you. A lot of people, they talk that good shit. Oh, I want to make the 6 figures. They need 30 to 40,000 back. I'm trying to tell you something. So, it's cute to make the 6 figures, but are you really making the 6 figures? Unless you make it like over 160, you still ain't making the 6 figures. Like take home, like net, you ain't doing that right there. A lot of time we just be talking, and a lot of time we hear other people be talking, but we don't think it through. We don't do the math on a lot of shit. 954 in the building, what it do? Just saying, so we got to start making better decisions. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of students is in college now. This is their freshman year. Don't know what they want to do. And by year number 2, they will change up what they want to do. That's the problem. I guarantee you the majority of people who is in college now, who this is their first year, they did not even research how much they will get paid from the degree in the next 4 to 6 years. They ain't looked that shit up. Hell, what make it even worse? The parents ain't look it up either. Listen, I appreciate y'all for rocking. I ain't stressing the 500 thumbs up because I do understand. I get it. Today. I'm gonna have to see y'all around by 8 o'clock. I hope y'all had a good time. I hope that y'all was entertained. I tried to do the best that I can. Arachnophobia, big word. I ain't even got that screen. I'm trying to tell you something. Listen, boy, y'all have a good one. I done hit that damn button. Y'all, I see y'all around by 8. I'm out of here.